It's a big night in Philadelphia. A big night in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
As the defending Super Bowl champions find out their slate of victims that we will terrorize throughout the season next year. And most importantly, we get to determine how we will plan out our lives from September through early January. You got to plan around all these games, so many activities, the tailgate.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Still Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, we're back.
Still. Welcome back, Finky.
Two-time, potentially, after we rip through this. I got to tell you, though, early returns, man. This is not an easy ride, this schedule that we've seen so far. But, guys.
I want to say, first of all.
No. As much as I wanted, to rip right into the Eagles schedule, there are other things we have to address because, ladies and gentlemen, the Philadelphia Flyers are hiring Rick Tocchet to be the head coach.
You don't like that?
Wait, did they make that official?
Yes.
Okay. That is the most predictable hire that you have ever seen.
All we keep on doing is hiring old Flyers.
I'm just
Flyers
kidding.
Boys Club. I hate it.
Nah, listen, I'm just kidding. We're not here to talk about the Flyers.
I
We're
want
not
to talk
here.
about Aaron
I
Nola.
thought that was my time.
Or Aaron Nola. Oh, my Lord almighty. Okay. Rock, what were you going to say before I
So you started off by saying it's a big
steamrolled
night,
you?
and I don't agree. I think this whole schedule release is a bunch of propaganda that the league made up for some more talking points, and who gives a fuck?
It's
a
What do you
schedule.
mean?
It's all
It's a schedule.
propaganda. Draft.
It's cool.
Draft,
The
free
only
agency.
Okay.
I'm
the
with
only
Rock on this
the only
one.
important thing about the
Tampering
fucking schedule
period.
release is that it gives people time to plan what they have to do in the future.
Okay. You
You
got to
know?
separate something
Other
real
than
quick,
that,
though.
who gives a fuck? You play
Okay.
the team in front of you
No,
week
that-
to week.
Okay, that is seriously one of the most ridiculous statements I've
No,
ever heard.
I mean,
I'm going to tell you what. I'm
think
going to
it's
tell you
a
what.
big deal. I don't
You got to
think it's a big deal
separate
at
two
all.
things.
I don't give a shit.
You are feisty tonight. I don't know what's gotten
I don't
into you.
give a shit.
Listen,
He's taking over from Meach.
there are two things at play here, right? Or there's you have to separate the schedule release from the schedule itself, because the schedule itself is a very important thing. The schedule release, I agree, has been sensationalized, and they drag it out and they do all this crap.
I didn't even know there was a show for this.
Of course, there's a show, but see, it's
fucking
so
ridiculous.
annoying the way they leak it. You understand? I think
it's
I've.
worse.
I think
I'm
I can.
with Rock.
You got the leaks. You
It's
got
freaking-
the
You got the fake leaks.
yeah.
And you got the dribble in and out. It's like when
Oh
they
my
made
God.
the draft 3 days instead of 2
It's
days.
ridiculous.
I don't like that
Who
either.
cares? The
Yeah.
NFL is going to be fun every week. Bottom line.
Yeah, so the schedule release, the whole thing is pointless. Let's just fold this thing up. What are we going to talk about for the next hour? Nah, but man, like the ebb and flow of the schedule, I think it's so fun to talk about when you look at the schedule and you see the different teams and you try to determine, which team's going to be better, which team's going to be worse, what stretch is tough, what stretch is not. I love that, dude. That is super fun. And we're looking at different venues, where you can go on trips and you might go to an away game. I think that's all good fun. If you don't like the fact that the NFL turns into a big production, so be it. But
I don't.
the schedule itself is important. Don't tell me that the schedule is not important. It's just like you don't think the schedule has any impact on how the team's going to do?
I think that you look at the schedule before the season starts, and no matter how the games fall in a line, you're going to always think they're going to either win this game or lose that game, whether it's in week 5 or week fucking 8. I don't care, man. If the team's better than the other team they're playing, then that's what you're going to think. I really don't care about the schedule release, other than you get the plan. You know what I'm saying? I do like the planning aspect of it, because I might have to go on a trip there, so I might miss this game, or if someone's saving up money, some coins to go to the Cowboys game, for example, they better start saving ASAP instead of those games might be later in the year. So other than the
for us
planning
parents, we have
aspect,
to look out for the 1:00 games, like Jesse mentioned earlier, which ones that are easier for us to take the kids to and stuff like that.
yeah, I mean the planning
Game
aspect
doesn't
of
do
it,
so
I
well
get
with
it,
night
but
games.
I'm not all hyped like, oh shit, the schedule's coming out later, I can't wait. I don't give a shit.
Well,
Kind of with Rock.
let's just say hypothetically you are part of one of the most popular sports related podcasts in the city of Philadelphia, and your life kind of revolves around what happens with the schedule and where the games are going to be. Maybe you would care a little bit.
I do. I mean,
Let
like I
me
said,
know when that happens to
I'm
you.
not-
One day we'll get there. We'll start the
Let me
game.
know when that happens. All right,
Week 1, I'll let you know.
listen. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dig into this
Win.
game by game, and Rock. He's just gonna sit there and go, "This is bullshit. I don't care. Who cares? Giants. I don't care. Who
No,
gives
like
a
I said,
crap?
I don't care if I see the Giants on the schedule in week 1 or week 12. It's a W. I don't give a shit when it happens.
So what's clear to me here is that Rock saw that Meach wasn't going to be here and that Goodhart wasn't going to be here, and he decided next man up mentality. I'm coming in hot,
This is not
playing
true.
the foil.
He's taking the
This is-
antagonist.
This is not true at all. If my man Blake is out there listening, if he's in
I'm
the
sure he
comments,
is.
I'm
Where
sure
is
he
he?
is. Yeah.
I came into work this morning, and the first thing he starts talking about, you see this, like something we're playing. I'm like, you know what? I really don't care. I don't pay much attention to this schedule shit. I think it's a whole bunch of bullshit anyway. So whenever
like,
Blake
you
sees
think
this,
when the bye week is bullshit, and
When is
I'm not saying it's
I'm pushing
bullshit.
back now, Rock.
I'm not
Now-
saying
now
it's-
I'm starting like
I'm not saying it's bullshit. I'm just saying there's no reason to make a big deal of the schedule every year. Who cares? You're going to play the teams.
No, it
You're gonna
is a
play
big
'em.
deal.
All right.
It's a big
football
deal.
is life, Rock. The
No.
Eagles are life.
I love the Eagles. I got my fucking Jimmy sweatpants.
You're not a real
You
fan.
know? Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, no, listen. The way that the schedule falls determines a lot. Was it last year? I think it was last year that we didn't go, like, we didn't have to fly for like the past or for the last like 6 or 7
Games, yeah.
weeks of the season. That kind of stuff matters, man.
Yeah, it was all
All right.
local.
Yeah, it really does.
Let's
Anyway,
get into it.
all right, let's get into it. So let's start with a game we've known about for a long time, which is the Eagles opening against the Cowboys on Thursday night. We all know the defending Super Bowl champ plays on Thursday night. Now, typically, that's a matchup of, it's usually like the defending Super Bowl champ against like one of the teams that lost the
Surprised that we didn't open up with Washington.
Yeah, well,
I assume that would have been
well,
the first.
they usually have it like a team that lost the championship game in one of the conferences. They don't do like a Super Bowl rematch, right? I was thinking about Washington. To me, it was like Washington or Detroit. And I didn't see the Cowboys coming, but I didn't think they would do a division game to open the season.
I think it sucks. I hate division games open up the season.
Okay. I agree with you that a division game open up the season isn't as cool as playing like one of the other teams. It's one of the upper echelon teams. And I think obviously here they just put the Cowboys in there because they know the Cowboys are going to be a big ratings draw. I will say this. I am in favor of anything that can potentially make the Cowboys suffering even more unbearable.
I enjoyed that.
I'm on the
Yeah.
same page with you on that.
Yeah, like I am so thrilled about the idea of us unveiling the Super Bowl banner
Oh,
and then totally stomping on them. But I had a question as I was thinking about this for you guys, because the one thing that's made the rivalry great is the fact that their fans are so defiant and arrogant. And I'm kind of feeling like, to be honest with you, that we've beat them, like we've broken them. Like I'm wondering, I don't think when they saw they're playing the Eagles, what do you think they thought?
They're probably like, oh shit.
I disagree. They're talking shit online.
They've been talking. They're
Yeah, but,
never
like,
not.
but they
that
don't
means
stop.
nothing.
That's
They're
the
not
2%
worried.
thing.
No,
That's the
because they
2%.
they bring up, oh, Dak is 9-2 against the NFC East and stuff like that. They're not scared.
I don't know, man.
They are so Cowboys fans are so dumb. Like I don't think they have it in their brain to be like worried about.
Well, you talking about the fans or the players?
you're talking about the players?
No, I'm not talking about the players. I don't care.
Yeah, the players don't care.
Yeah, the fans are like, oh shit. The players
Yeah,
are probably hype as fuck.
No, I'm guessing more fans than not are like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I'm
like,
saying. They're like starting
this
off
is
like,
going to
oh,
continue.
wow.
Like, really? And so to me, that's my only concern, is that the rivalry doesn't have as much juice. And you have seen a lot of teams that have won the Super Bowl who have unfurled the banner at home struggle in those games. So it's going to be interesting.
It's a lot of pressure.
But
it's a lot of pressure.
yeah,
on
and
them.
everybody's already acting like we're going to absolutely destroy them. So it's going to be
Like I said,
interesting. That's a
from
win.
TA.
That's
from
a win.
the fans' perspective, they're probably like, oh yeah. I mean, they're probably like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Oh fuck, we got to play the Eagles. But the players themselves
English,
are
please.
probably like, the players themselves are looking at this like, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna whip their ass, we're gonna
No.
ruin their big party, and that's like a scary game.
Sorry,
actually.
no, they watched us beat the Chiefs and they're like, damn, these dudes are legit.
I mean, I
All
think
right.
the players are
It's
gonna
gonna
get
be
extra.
funny,
Okay,
though.
here's what we're going to do.
You think Jerry Jones is going to be like upset for the banner reveal?
I don't know.
And then-
I don't know if that dude can
No,
even
he's gonna-
feel feeling.
He's going to die before it happens.
Yeah, I think he's like, they're going to roll him in like weekend
Like
at
you're going to be
Bernie's.
so
He's an
excited. Like,
alien,
oh,
man.
Jerry Jones has to watch us raise a banner, and he's going to croak like 2 weeks before.
No, die at the game in the box.
right before it happens.
No, they
No,
roll
as
him
it
in.
falls down, it's like
He's like, ah.
looks at it and just
That would actually be
dies.
pretty. That would be pretty cool for us.
No, they
No, we
roll
don't-
him in.
we're not
We're not
wishing
wishing
death
that. We are
on
not
anybody.
wishing that. It's just a joke. We're just joshing with the boys.
If you ever met that dude in person, he looks like the fucking Walking Dead, man. He is.
Have you?
Decrepit. Yeah.
When did you meet
What-
Jerry Jones?
It's just
Just a humble
random.
brag. Ask,
I-
like any of us have ever met him.
No, I was
At a
working when I
Diddy
met him. I was
freak off.
working at when I was. This is when. Would you say at a Diddy freak off?
It's messed up.
It was at a Diddy freak
Rocky's
off
only
back
been to
in-
a few of those.
Yeah. No, I met him when I was working as a food runner at
Budokan back
Yeah.
in the day when it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the hottest place to be.
Exactly. I met a lot of
Rocky
fucking
met
weirdos.
all types of people up in Budokan.
That was a moment. Those days of
Uh,
Budokan, man, that was
Mhm.
a moment.
That place still good, man.
2003.
I still
Number
like it.
5 was a frequent visitor.
I
2004.
bet
I'll
he
tell you
was.
that.
Always love you.
Hope
All
you
right.
took an Uber there.
Fink, let's you know what? Can you pull it up and we will just go through it just to can you not? Well, you have it on your screen and that's
So
nice.
for everybody,
No,
as
but can
you
you
see
put it
on my
on our
screen,
screen?
I couldn't figure that one back out.
You couldn't?
Kind of messed
Yeah,
up
no,
again.
you can, dude. You
Okay,
can just
I
like
got this, I
share
got
or
this.
something.
Where's the
Figure this
producer
out.
at?
All right, I want to put this up so that everybody can see it. We can go through it one by one, and Fink is gonna figure it out.
Nah, probably not.
That's not how you
Hold
do
on,
it.
guys. Week 17, Cowboys at the Commanders.
So
Are
we
you
do
hyped?
we have the
Are you hyped?
we
on
have the
that?
schedule release show going on one screen, and then we have the Phillies game, which has been absolutely absurd. Here we go. Roger told me he could care less about this topic at work today. Blake, he did say that.
I told
He
him.
admitted that.
I told him, Blake.
He admitted that straight up. Here, Fink, just take a screenshot. You know how to take a screenshot? Take it.
Absolutely not.
You really
what
don't?
am I doing?
I don't
here?
know.
Blake, so you
Control
missed
F-
the early part of the show.
Control
Blake.
4.
They think I'm trying to
Shift
fill
4.
in for Meech's curmudgeonness. And
Yeah.
I'm
We
not.
think he's just playing
he's
the,
been
the
on one
role.
already. He's definitely been
I
on
told
one.
him I'm off this topic since I woke
Got
up
it.
this morning. I don't give a shit.
He came out the gate heated.
Beautiful. All right. So we know we start with the Cowboys. I'm just going to skip ahead to game 2 while Fink figures this out. Game 2, we got to go out and have the rematch against the Chiefs, which is crazy. Just right off the bat, you
Or
know.
if they'll have the premiere of Kingdom. What's the name of that
Yeah, Kingdom.
nut ass show they're gonna have
Jesse, I'm
highlighting their
Chiefs Kingdom? Who
whooping?
cares?
There we go.
Yeah, they probably will.
Fink
The-
is our IT department as well. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Not, as like
They
we're going to
changed-
continue to filibuster.
They changed this around. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm just-
He's like Owen Wilson and what's my man's
Meanwhile,
name?
Blake's comment has been up for 10 minutes. I can't. How do I get it out?
Owen
All right.
Wilson. I
let's
ran
get it
into
out
Owen
of
Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
At, I saw him at Whole Foods on
What
South
do we?
Street.
Why are we talking about Owen Wilson?
Circa
I'm like
2006.
thinks like Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller with the computer and
Oh, it's
Zoolander.
in the
You know what I mean?
computer.
I
Oh, it's
seen
in
him at
the computer.
Budokan back in the day. I'm going to get this figured out. I promise, man.
Okay.
So who's week 2?
Week 2 is the
Kansas
Chiefs.
City.
Now, the good news is when you play on Thursday night, you got 10 days, right? And they'll probably have less time. So you got time to prepare.
Wait, was that Matt Stafford? Is he playing for the Vikings now? Am I completely
No.
seeing
no,
things?
that's the dude from.
I'm sorry.
the rookie.
I'm sorry.
JJ McCarthy is the
Locked in.
Vikings quarterback.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Sam Darnold's in Seattle now.
back to the discussion of the schedule. So week 2, Chiefs, 10 days rest. I like that. Tall order going out there. You know, they're going to have revenge on their mind. And everybody knows that we got rid of a lot of the guys that were responsible for the absolute drubbing of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense.
But luckily, we still have a lot of the other guys that were responsible. For
This is
that
true.
pass
Big
whooping.
dog Jalen Carter roughing up the middle. That's another win.
That's another win.
I got an L there.
You got an L?
I got an L.
Caucasian quarterback.
No chance.
Brock, get out of here, man.
I'm sorry, man. I got a
Get outta
W
here.
then an L. That's how we going.
Did you not learn anything from Fink last year? We don't eat
Yeah.
meals.
Listen, what you learned from Fink last year is you just go straight homer, and if it works out, you get to hold it over everybody's head. No one's going to get mad at you for doing homer picks.
So, but here's the thing, right? This big schedule release. If this game was in week 2 or if it was in week 10, it's an L either way by me. So there you go.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Do you think it's better to play the Chiefs early or late? I mean, I guess you're saying it doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't make a difference. I
So
mean, no,
you
I
just
would
think
say
they're going to be better.
I
Than
would
us.
say better late because there's a chance that Mahomes might get injured. So,
Jeez.
Okay. There's a chance
back
the
on that.
Eagles, Hurts could get in.
yeah, I mean, there's a chance for all that, but I mean,
Mahomes has been pretty healthy throughout his career, correct?
I gave up.
I don't know.
Fink gave up.
They changed the layout a little bit in
Well,
here.
we can
and,
just talk about
yeah,
it.
we can
People-
talk about it.
yeah,
This
Week
is a
2 was against the
podcast.
Chiefs.
All right.
This is about words.
At the
talking.
Chiefs in Kansas City,
Okay.
week 2.
Win.
Tough. Fink's got to win. Fink's got a starting 2-0. I honestly, feel like everybody knows teams that win the Super Bowl get off to slow starts, struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I think we'll come out strong against the Cowboys. We'll murder them. I think going out to Kansas City is going to be tough for us, and I expect that to be a tough game, and we might take the L. Now, interesting.
Listen, 2 days after the parade, these boys say we're going right back to work. Like, they're ready.
I got
There
it.
is no Super Bowl hangover with this.
But
Group.
like,
You're coming in guns a blazing. They know what the goal is. They want it too. They're so
Saquon
hungry.
squatting 1,500 pounds the other night.
Oh, I saw that.
wait, what? You say
Saquon-
Saquon
It
squatted
looked like
1,500 pounds?
I'm
Oh,
exaggerating.
I thought you made. I was like, whoa. What? Anyway,
Okay, so what's really interesting though is that we go Chiefs in week 2, and then come home and we play the Rams at home, a team that we played twice last season. Saquon absolutely ran all over them.
that's a W.
That's a W to you.
Correct.
That's a W.
Okay. I'm trying to get the schedule. You guys
I think
got to
they.
leave.
I think
this.
they
I have
were.
it right here.
I think the
No, but I'm gonna
Rams.
share it, Fink.
And I have no reason for believing this, but I think the Rams as a whole just take a step back. I think.
I don't know.
What's my man's name? The white receiver.
We very Puka
Uh,
Nakua.
No, not
Cooper Kupp, he's
not white.
gone, right?
Cooper Cup, he's gone. I think he
He's
was
not white.
he might-
Doesn't Nick Sirianni like own McVay too? I think we're like
I'm not sure about that.
or 3-0
Little
against them.
screenshot for your
That
ass.
Rams game, if it wasn't for our boy Jalen Carter, we lose that game. They scare me more than Kansas City does.
If ends in buts.
Nah.
If my uncle had nuts or something like that. Is that what?
Excuse me?
I said-
Excuse
or
me?
that my
I
aunt
said,
has
I
nuts.
said that to my wife the other day. She was like, "What?" If my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle. That's how I
Look
know
at this.
something.
Look at this.
Look
I
at
mean,
you.
See,
look
there we
how
go.
Look
quick.
at you. Look at you.
I literally just did that. It was,
Well, you clearly did
It
it.
was set to a timer. It just
How
came
good
up.
does that look, Tom? How good does
That
that
looks
look?
great.
Yeah,
You're
that's
new-
not what I
our
had.
new IT
Fabulous.
king.
Yeah. You know what?
All right, so
Can
we
I
got- we
solo
gotta-
that shit, dude?
We're going 2-1,
No.
or
No.
2-1 so far. Think saying
Don't like
3-0.
that. There we go.
There we go.
Oh no, we're in the thing.
I am saying 3-0
3-0.
for the record.
Okay. All right.
Now I can't get it back to looking as good as it.
I don't
did
know
in
if
the-
Jesse really wants me to jump the gun here.
Mhm.
They're
There
going
we go.
undefeated into the bye week.
All right, hold on. You guys just skipped. Wait,
He said
that's way too far.
said
to
he
jump
jumped
ahead.
the gun.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. For those of you watching, we got the schedule up here. Thank you, Ticketmaster, for allowing me to take a screenshot of your Twitter post that I am using here. We're just gonna go through this so that we can get it all on the record. All right. So week 1, Thursday night, Cowboys at home. Week 2, we're playing at Kansas City. That's a 4:25 game. Week 3, come back home. We're playing the Rams in a 1:00 game, which is kind of surprising. It's a big matchup. 1:00. That could be the kids' game right there. You know what I mean? Who knows? It's early in the season, though. Pretty exciting game. Might be a little too into it for the kids. Who knows? Week 4, we got to go to Tampa, a 1:00 game. Can I just tell you, I hate the early season Tampa game. Why do we always go to Tampa early in the season?
It's like
gonna
hot
be,
as
It's going to be
balls.
so
Yeah,
hot.
September 28th.
I have nightmares of the
Yeah.
Deshaun Jackson game where he's running all over us. Last year was a disgrace.
Last year was terrible.
Oh my god!
But I got that
you know,
as a
we won
dub.
the Super Bowl. All
I got that as a dub.
right, cool. But don't do that yet. Don't do that yet.
Oh, my bad.
Okay. Next week we got to play Denver at home. That's actually gonna be a surprisingly good game. Another potential kids game at 1:00. Denver.
double-digit win.
Denver. I told. Can you just hold off on the predictions? All right. So we're gonna play Denver. That's gonna be a good game. Denver's a much improved team. Bo Nix showed out last year. You know,
Bro
good,
Nix.
good guy. All right. Then the week. No, they don't have the weeks on here. I mean, so I'm getting kind of
Week
confused.
6.
Week
Week
6.
6. Oh, there they are.
Use your glasses.
This is the
OG.
Giants at New York. You got to
Thursday
imagine
night
that's
football.
just. But anyway, okay. After that, we're going to go to Minnesota, 2 road games in a row, but you got the 10 days there, so that's
Nice
a
little
decent
Giants.
setup. Now, this is the thing that annoys me about the schedule. Then you come back home, you play the Giants. They couldn't figure out a way to not do this. You know, there are 2 instances, and we'll get to it later, where we play division rivals 2 out of 3 weeks. That's awful. Shouldn't do that. Let's come back to it. Week 9, we got a bye. I like the week 9 bye.
That's nice.
We'll get back to that. Week 10 at Green Bay, a definite potential trip if you've never been to Lambeau. I haven't. Thinking about that. Then we come home and play on, I think that's Sunday night, against the Lions. So you go out to Green Bay, come back and play the Lions. That's no walk in the park. Then you got to go to Dallas the following week for a 4:25 game. That's a tough stretch, folks. I'm not going to lie. And then you come back and you play the Bears on the Black Friday game, which I kind of really like. I'm not doing crap that day, to be honest with you. 3:00 home game against the Bears on Black Friday.
Ooh, I
Maybe
like
go
that.
out and stand in line at Walmart that morning, then hit the game.
Get
know
you
what
a
I mean?
TV.
Bang, let's go.
Yeah, get a TV and
Yeah.
watch it
Get
on
a
the TV.
Get a Vizio 1000-inch. You know what I mean?
Watch it
All right.
on the TV.
Then
I'm
the week
telling you.
after that, I got this one circled. We're playing the Chargers out in LA. I know we're going out to that because Goodhart's leading the charge with the Goodhart firm.
Oh, what? I didn't hear about this.
Yep, that's December 8th.
That's
It's
I didn't
happening.
hear about that either.
It's happening.
Hey,
That's
going
a
to LA. Let's
yeah.
go, Fink. Bring
Then
your
we come
December
home.
8th. Let's
Thank
go.
you, Mark.
Then we come
Thank
back.
you,
And,
Mark.
yeah, he's treating. I didn't mention that.
Oh,
Then we come back and we play the Raiders. And you know what? I gotta be honest with you guys. We haven't
Raiders.
played the Raiders at home. I can't remember the last time we played the Raiders at home. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
and
I think the
apparently
last-
Chip Kelly's the coach for them.
Yeah, remember?
Let's go.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
He's the coach?
I think he's the
Oh.
offensive coordinator.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was
Remember the last
1980
home
it was
game? Last home
1982
game I
last time
remember
we
against the
played
Raiders was Christmas Day when we went down there, and that dude we went with got
Yes.
so drunk.
Oh my God, he
That he
fell
got
off.
lost.
He fell off tremendously.
Anyway, yeah,
All
keep
right,
going.
finishing it out. This annoys me again. We're gonna go to Washington, play the stupid commies, right? That could be a 4:00 or an 8:00 according to this. Then we go to Buffalo, and I got to tell you, late season Buffalo game. I'm all about it.
Buffalo.
That's Buffalo. That's gonna be great. Then we turn right around and play the Commanders at home. 2 out of 3 weeks. That is ridiculous. Okay, so overall, the schedule is no joke.
Starts out
That-
tough, but
yeah.
it finishes kind of. The second half is definitely easier than the first half.
I don't know, man. That like, you're telling me finishing the schedule with 2 games against the Commanders and a game at Buffalo. I don't know. Look, I think as a whole, as you look at that schedule, can we just agree? I know everybody's feeling, we're puffing our chests out with Super Bowl, and rightfully so. I think we'll be a good team again. Don't get me wrong. But it's not like you can look at that schedule and be like, yeah, like there is a lot going on there.
I have 2 losses. That's it.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I see
Fink's
two.
getting
I see
soft.
2 losses to close out the last 3 weeks. In my
Okay,
opinion.
here's what I want to do. Fink, I want you to take us through the schedule. and look, everybody knows Fink's prediction last year was a big deal. Okay,
16-1 and
he
a
was
Super Bowl
spot
victory.
on. You said 16-1, and what was the final record? I can't remember.
We had 3 losses.
3
and
losses,
3.
and one of them was bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
15-2.
Okay, so
And, and in case anyone
Yeah,
out there
full record
forgot,
book.
the Eagles won the Super Bowl too.
and you predicted that. Okay, so I want you to go through week by week right now. We're gonna give you the floor.
Oh wow, this is so nice.
Yeah, you did this last year, remember?
No idea.
Yeah, you did.
So
Remember- yes,
nervous.
you do because you clipped your own clip
Yeah, I
and
did.
reposted it.
Come on,
Tell me you don't remember that.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, you do. All right, so now's your moment
My hands are getting
because if
sweaty.
it goes down again, imagine
Mom's
how much of
spaghetti.
a legend you would be if you got it right again.
Well, I'm going to get it right again.
All right, so I want you to go through and give us like each game, and then I want like 10 to 15 seconds on what you think is going to happen and
Okay.
why.
And this is no homerism involved. This is just
It's
me.
definite homerism.
Just me knowing ball at a high level,
not it.
knowing the NFL landscape. So you got week 1, the banners coming out, Super Bowl. It's your rivals. Ooh.
He's not ready, folks. You're drinking Coke. That's not going to hydrate
It was your
you, bro.
rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. And as the Cowboys, you're not going to lose to the Cowboys here with the banner coming down.
Hell no.
I'm sorry.
Wait,
it's
do
not
you
gonna
remember the
happen.
game where we
Wait.
opened the link against the Buccaneers and Sylvester Stallone like announced the before the game, and then we
I
got
do.
served? You never
But-
would have thought we would have
But
lost.
that's
Just saying.
that's just opening a stadium. That's a lot different. This is a Super Bowl. So
Okay.
then you move to week 2. You got the KC. You got Kansas City. They're gonna listen.
Homeristic take.
It's not. We beat their asses 40
You got no
to,
rationale.
40 to 22. You lost what?
It
2
wasn't 40, it was
players. to-
40 to 6.
40 to 6.
40 to
40 to
6.
6. You handed them their asses. They're going to be upset. They're going to try to get it back. They are going to be too emotional about this game.
Yep, they're gonna be pressed.
And that's going to be their downfall. And it's going to come down to probably like the last 4 minutes. We all know Andy Reid's 2-minute drill. He's out of there.
Okay,
That's a
wait.
loss.
I just thought of something.
That I'm,
Who was the one player who didn't really go off for us in the Super Bowl?
Saquon.
That's right. And what would be the best way if they're overly emotionally involved to just neutralize them?
see, now you're starting to see the vision, Jesse.
Heavy dose of Saquon. Saquon is like, I got you too.
And now,
I'm leaning
and now
with you
you
now.
have the Eagles at 2-0 with me.
Oof, I might be
I'm
there.
telling you, man. So then we got the Rams. Come on, dude. Like we own the Rams. Who's scared of Matt Stafford these days? Are you?
No, I'm not.
No, no one's scared
I
of Matt-
used to be
Nah.
scared of Sean McVay,
That's-
but
and that's at home. That's 3-0.
too.
Then
he
you got
thinks they should have won that game. Like they got robbed or something.
Sean McVay's an idiot. Sorry.
Right.
Then we get down to Tampa Bay.
Respectfully.
Sorry.
Todd Bowles, who absolutely owns us.
I'm Todd Bowles does own us. He is Jalen's kryptonite, but this defense is a little bit different, and it's still Baker Mayfield throwing the ball. I was going to say
Who
catching the snaps.
has
but
actually
throwing
been
the
pretty
balls.
good.
Okay, and when Vic Fangio, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, it's over.
Wait,
win.
real quick, I got to point out, because I did say that Tampa early has always been a problem for us. Didn't we not have AJ or Devontae in that game
And
Yeah.
Jalen went out that
Yeah.
game too.
last year? Okay, just scratch that.
Yeah.
That's a win thing.
4-0.
W.
Then we got the Denver Broncos. You got
Bro Nix.
Bro Nix.
not
Bro
scared.
Nix is
not
not
scared
coming
of
in
Bro
winning.
Nix. Not
Sorry.
scared of Sean
Surtain
Payton.
might shut down. Some,
I think
Yeah,
their
yeah.
and they
defense
just
is
drafted another top tier cornerback.
Their
They might,
defense
they
is
might
all
ice.
right.
So what?
They can't stop. No one can stop Saquon in our line.
True.
Just
Oh,
a fact.
stop AJ Brown. Hey, meet Devontae Smith. Stop him. Meet Saquon Barkley.
There you
Meet
go.
Dallas Goedert.
Meet Jalen Hurts.
Wait, can I ask a question real
There's
quick
so
on
much
Goddard?
to do. Oh
Guys,
my
did-
God, this team is
Hold
so
on.
good.
Did Goddard?
I'm sorry.
You're okay. He's getting off over here. Goddard? Did he get another year, or did he just get a year? I can't remember what happened with him.
I think they reworked it.
Okay, but my question is this: does he have a contract beyond next year?
I don't think so.
Okay, because that was my point.
I'm also-
We're
I know
talking about
Bo.
those guys.
I know Ball
know-
high level not
Okay,
contracts.
Goddard is going to come out with a chip on his shoulder.
He has something to
now,
prove. He's
if he-
playing for a contract.
He
too.
can't. He's never been able to stay healthy, so that's going to be the X factor. But yeah, Goddard as well.
And that's a Sunday 1:00 game.
Easy.
So then you
peasy.
go into week 6. You got the Giants Thursday night.
Can I just tell you
football.
guys, by the way,
It's a dub.
my daughter, I'm sorry interrupting you, like I had to try to figure out when my son goes to the game. My daughter, who is 11 right now, I just had that moment where I was like, did I get the age right? What year?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Jesse's grounded.
Well, when you got it, but then you second guess yourself just cause. Well, I did. Anyway, she goes like a month ago. I swear, we're driving in the car. She goes, I might just go to every Eagles game. And you know what my son said? Who can guess?
Hell no, you're not.
No, he goes,
Not
Cap. Oh, dude, it's so good. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have some issues here, but go ahead, Fink, proceed.
Oh, week 6. Sorry.
Yes.
Week 6 against the Giants. Short week. Thursday night football at MetLife, which
We're gonna rest
MetLife-
everybody once we were dusting Bo Nix.
MetLife scares me. The field, the turf, but
We rest Saquon.
that's a win. That's another win.
AJ Dillon runs
do
wild.
You see us losing to the Giants?
No.
No.
Although the Giants did have a nice draft. Cam Scadaboo, is it Cam?
yeah.
Cam Scadaboo scores 7 touchdowns.
Glorified Mike Allstott.
That
Yeah.
dude's not getting off in the NFL.
Yeah, he's
I'm
not
sorry,
gonna.
bro.
He's gonna have a couple good plays. And
Mike
he's-
Allstott was pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah,
as a
back in
as
the
a-
90s.
back in 1992
I know, I'm
as a
just saying,
fullback.
Game done
he was
changed,
good.
bro. Game done changed.
We
those
beat the
dudes are-
Giants Thursday night football. You're looking at 6-0. You go into Minnesota, not worried about a rookie QB. That's another win. Then you go back to the Giants at home.
Dub.
win.
W.
So now, I legitimately have you.
Wait, did you just go the Vikings and the Giants win?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they're
what he
all
did.
wins.
That's what he
Like
did.
3 of them. You went Giants at Giants win, Vikings win, Giants home win.
He went
Yeah.
win from the fucking start. Bro.
We
Yeah,
are
man, it's all
undefeated.
wins.
We're undefeated into the bye week.
8-0.
Okay, can we back up real quick? Vikings.
Rookie QB. Nope. Not
Okay,
happening.
so he got injured, even though he looked promising. Didn't they have a really good defense too, though? Am I getting this wrong? I just wonder if you.
have a solid.
I wonder if you're
defense.
taking them a little bit lightly. And by the way, you guys said there's not a lot of 1:00 games. I'm sitting here looking.
6. There's 6.
Well, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the first 8 games are 1:00
Then look at
games.
the bottom.
Okay,
Only
well,
one
that's when things ramp up a
Right.
little bit.
All right, keep it going, Fink.
All right. So then we go into the bye week. We're getting that rest.
Love the not week 9 bye. That's
That-
like the
it
half
is kinda
season
nice.
point.
I like
Last
this
year we
one.
had week
5.
Remember though, it
But-
turned things around for us.
Yeah, it was an important bye week. You go into that bye week 2-2, came out on top. But now we're coming out of bye week. You had the Green Bay Packers who cried all offseason about the tush push. The
Oh
Eagles
my
heard it.
gosh.
Everybody heard it. You're going into Lambeau. You are mopping the floor with
You know
them.
what? That's
Jordan
a
Love
lose-lose
is gonna
situation
be
for them.
crying for his mother.
Listen, it's a lose-lose situation. And I'll tell you why. Okay, there's still a potential vote on the tush push that
It's not going
could.
to happen this offseason.
Are you sure?
It's not going to happen.
Okay, my understanding is that the commissioner said they're going to table it and then they may revisit it. But either way, if it were to get banned, the Eagles will come in there and devise some just, devilish approach to just dismantling them to punish them for that.
I still think they need to go
Now,
first
wait.
down, second down, third down.
Okay, but listen,
push,
if
push.
the tush push doesn't get
Just to
banned,
flex on them.
I'm with you. If the tush push doesn't get banned, there will be like 10 tush pushes run during that game. I'm in on that.
Rub it
They're
in their
revoting
face.
this month.
Yeah, see, I thought so. Blake knows ball. Blake knows ball. By the way, shout out to Blake for
What'd he
being
say?
the only and most frequent commenter in the chat. Where the hell is everybody?
Blake knows ball like you wouldn't understand. He played ball, so he played college ball.
Well, he's constantly talking about how little ball you know. So that is a natural inference
know
that
ball.
he indeed knows ball.
I don't go past the high school level. He stepped it up to the college level.
Oh, he
So
played
he played
basketball? college?
No, he played football in college.
Oh,
shit, that's a whole
damn.
different
Where'd you
level.
play? Blake, where'd you play, man?
I'll let
Blake,
him-
post your tape, man. Post your tape in the chat. We're going to dissect it.
Let us see the huddle.
Amazing. Well, we should have Blake on as a guest. He probably knows more about all this.
Blake
than
just had a
anybody.
baby, yo. Shout out,
Ooh.
Blake.
Yo,
Congratulations,
congrats, man.
Blake,
Congrats.
yo,
Congrats to Blake.
congratulations
He's got
on the baby,
very
bro.
little free time.
Yeah, I hear that. All right. So where are we, Fink?
Detroit
We're coming back.
Lions, week 11, after beating the Packers. It's at home. You had the Lions talking shit all off season. They're not winning in our house. But here's the thing. This is where I come, Rock. I have a loss here against the Cowboys.
Oh, what?
Because here's the thing. There was a record last year that whoever played the Lions the following week, they lost.
For real?
Because the Lions just played
Played him so tough.
They play
and-
tough. They play
Physical.
hard.
Okay.
They're a healthy team. They're going to be coming out. They're
That makes,
coming for.
that makes sense.
They're coming for the Eagles next this year. They won.
We got to go in there.
But we're
after
gonna
we
beat
already
them.
beat them.
Yep.
But you know what? By then, Dak might already be busted up and hurt.
Or even better
Their
yet, he
team might be
playing.
already in disarray.
They could be.
You know
but
what I'm saying?
I'm going to have that as a letdown game.
All right.
Sadly,
all right.
week 12 at Dallas. Dallas
First L
gets
of the season, huh?
Okay.
First L. Dallas gets one, and I hate to say that.
So
But
you had sorry, I was distracted.
It's just a
you,
bad
you
scenario.
Detroit absolute win.
So,
Yes.
Okay, because I was thinking that might be a spot coming home where we might take an L, but you're saying we're going to go to Dallas and have a letdown game.
Because the Lions play their players, they play the teams that they play so hard and
All
well.
right.
There was a stat last year. I think the first 7 weeks in the NFL.
So you're saying the Lions play rough?
yes?
Okay. Okay.
Man Campbell.
What are you, what
I
are
got
you
it.
trying to get?
Biting off kneecaps and stuff.
Fighting. Yeah.
They're rougher than other teams.
Yes, that's what we were getting at.
Yeah.
So then we Rock got me. That roar got me really
Yeah, that
hard.
was something.
So then sadly it's the first loss of the season. Sadly it's against the Cowboys. They're going to be talking shit, thinking their team's good.
Are they good at that point though?
That's what I'm saying. It could,
5 and 6.
that team could be that team could be in blowout mode at that.
Yo,
this
if the Cowboys are 5 and 6 at that point, they're not winning.
That's
going to
be their like Super Bowl for the
They're going to
year.
have something going.
So then that's going to wake the Eagles up, come back. Chicago
Right.
Bears, obviously easy win. Got new coordinators there too.
Caleb Williams.
They got to learn shit.
He's
More
not-
hype on the Bears off season.
He's not coming in here.
So
That
that-
new coach.
That's the Friday game.
New coach seems a little
Black
bit of a
Friday.
weirdo,
Yeah,
right?
you got that Black Friday game. You don't play again until Monday Night Football against the Chargers.
Road trip.
It is on the road, so I feel like the travel could be a thing.
Oh,
but
no.
I'm not worried about the
Oh,
Chargers.
Jim
that's
Harbaugh
another
is
win.
such a
We
weirdo.
own that stadium.
Yeah,
That is our.
They have no
that's-
fans.
That's a
Lake-
home game.
Lincoln
for us,
Financial
man.
West. That's
That
They
what it
have
is.
no
home game.
fans.
It's a home team. That's a
Yeah.
home game for every other team that's coming
Yeah.
in there.
They got no
It's
fans.
ridiculous.
Dude.
You're coming
What you got?
back.
That's
Yeah.
a beat down.
You got the LA Raiders, Geno Smith coming in. That's another
Vegas?
win.
The LA
Yeah, yeah,
So
I
now
know.
what do
What's
we
his
got? What
name?
do we got?
Sherman
What do
or
we got?
whatever, Blake? I know. Ben Johnson. That's
You
right.
got one loss.
I think-
That's a 1 p.m. game. Going into the Commanders on the road. Commanders again. I feel like the Eagles don't like to be disrespected. These people
Saturday.
are talking a lot of shit.
All right.
So we're going to go in there. And
Commanders.
you got to let the Commanders know that
Yes.
they're still the little brothers in the league. Like they're puffing their chests too, act like, oh, it's our time. Shut the freak
By the
up,
way,
man. Anyone 55? What was our score? What would we be that? 55
Oh
to
my God.
22?
I know. We snuffed them
Yeah,
out.
like shut the get out of here. Jalen Daniels has to still take his mom on dates with him. Like, what's going on with that? That
Wait,
guy's
what?
His mom was
You didn't
blocking
see that?
him. Who was he trying
Nah,
to holler
bro.
at?
no, well, that was at the game. He was
yeah.
on an actual date with a woman, and his mom was in the car with him.
No
They were
way.
trying to hide him.
How old is he?
25. He's an old quarterback.
Damn,
rookie,
gang.
I can't believe that's old.
You think we're gonna lose to that loser quarterback?
Hey,
Get
listen,
him out of here.
By the way,
too.
that's
another win.
That dude weighs 140 pounds. He's
He
not
might-
lasting.
He might be
He's
broke
not.
off by then. He might be on his RG3 trajectory by then.
I'm sorry. By the way, we just mentioned Gilly in the Bomanders video. Like what? I got to assume Gilly is like in the lab right now trying to figure out how to possibly double down on what he did last season.
That's a tricky thing to do, man.
It
'cause
is.
If you overthink it, like everything just worked.
What's he going to do?
perfectly. It was so organic.
He's just going to let it
between the
roll. He
broom
might
guy.
just-
I think you bring it back to a certain degree because you have certain players. You have little, JoJo, his guy that's in there watching the games with him. You got the broom guy. So you have some characters.
Like, can you just keep doing that?
You can't force art. It has
that's
to
what
come.
I'm saying. It's
Well,
not,
okay,
it'll
but
come.
here's my point. We've had some time.
he's
is
a
he
sharp
just gonna-
dude. He's a sharp.
He
dude,
is a
though.
sharp dude. He'll figure it out.
It just
But that's my
comes to it.
point.
It just
I would
comes to
love
it.
to see Gilly go into the schedule because I got to imagine. Do you think Gilly would do it like legit and be like, "Yo, 14-3"? Or do you think he's just like, "We're gonna kill everyone, Bomanders, whatever"?
Yeah, he doesn't put into the thought until like I do.
He's kind of like Fink.
that was not a slight.
You're a little
All right,
homeristic.
Where we at? Where we
I think
at,
I
Fink?
know where your second
Really,
loss
don't let
is.
him
though.
talk like
Commanders.
that, man.
We beat the
Here
Commanders
comes.
on the road. Yup, we go to Buffalo. It's a loss. That's my second loss.
Scared of the Bills Mafia, are you?
You come off a divisional game. They're always tough. I think
That would be a fun.
we're still going to
trip,
beat them. But
road
you
trip.
go up to Buffalo.
That's a tough time of year, though. Isn't that the 28th or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
probably going to
tough.
be like a little chilly up there. Buffalo's probably
That'd be
playing.
so much fun.
Ah, just put the family in the
snow.
car, go to Buffalo on the 28th of December.
They're
Jumping
probably
through
playing for
tables.
something. They sneak one in on the Eagles.
They're like nice fans. They're crazy, but they're not like like.
I like it.
Second loss of this season.
Yeah, is that a man Coop up there?
Yeah, Cooper DeJean is on the Phillies broadcast right now, folks.
John Kruk looks dumbfounded. He's like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
Kruk is wearing Kruk's shirt is a
That is a
picture
juxtaposition of two
T-Mac.
different bodies. John Kruk and Cooper DeJean
There's a
standing next
neck
to each
and then
other.
there's no neck.
Holy moly. Not that I could talk, but anyway, back to the schedule. All right, so
And then we finish it up with week 18.
is that
and
game going to matter?
It will not matter.
So they're still going to win.
They're going to win still.
See, this is where
It's-
your whole thing gets screwed up to
Or
me.
it could be
Damn,
just
gang.
like last year where we rest and we take an L.
But
Yeah.
I'm okay
I
with that.
think Tanner McKee is good enough that he's going to win that game.
True.
what
So I
about-
got
what
two
about our-
losses. Two
it
losses.
could be Kyle McCord, Philly's own Kyle McCord. Shout out Prep, right?
Prep,
All right.
prep,
So-
is, prep is all right. I see
Listen,
them losing the PCL.
I haven't gone
semifinals to
through-
Judge.
to
Shout out
Judge.
Crusaders.
So Judge is going to win the football championship then, too?
the first time
man,
ever?
we're not there yet.
Good luck
We're
in by
not
LaSalle
even
and Prep.
close.
So I'm not ready to go through it. Like I'm still digesting, but my problem is I just get infected with this rationalism, of being like, there's just no way this is going to happen the way that it did last year. There's got to be a comeback to reality a little. It's too good to be true. And
Well, what are you worried about?
I got him at.
Well, what's your worries?
I got him at. I mean, you know how the NFL goes, the ups and downs, the ebbs
Right.
and flows.
They have to stay healthy. That's the thing.
Yeah,
too.
I mean,
we
that too,
did
but,
get
like,
lucky with that
It's
last
just
year.
like any, I hate to say it, but any given Sunday, any team can win. But I got this Eagles at about, based off that schedule, 5 or 6 L's.
What?
Yeah,
What?
6.
5 or 6 L's. Yeah, they're gonna. This is my take, right? Chiefs L, Detroit L, Bills L. That's 3
We're not
L's.
just going to lose to every good team. Like
I'm just telling you, this is what I'm
it
saying.
does sound like he's just
we are
picking
the
the
champs.
best teams.
You
and
know what I
saying
mean?
we're gonna
Okay,
win.
we
beat
are the
their asses
champs.
last year.
All right, I got you. But those are my 3 L's right there, and
Okay.
then you got, one of the
Division L is
one
gotta
of the
be.
2 division L's wrapped up in there, and that's
That's
5
5.
L's. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not crazy.
Yeah.
You don't sound like you're just
Make
being
sure we clip
antagonistic.
that
That's
for
just
next February.
Blake is saying 12-5 win the division. That's
Blake knows
reasonable.
ball.
I think
Blake
5
knows
at most.
ball.
Blake knows ball.
How do
5
we know
at
Blake
worst.
knows ball? Because you guys tell us Blake knows ball, and Blake's telling me that he knows ball. No offense, Blake.
He played football at Widener University.
Yo,
He's
Blake
having a
loves
baby. He had a
football
baby.
more than anybody I've ever met. This dude loves football more than you, Jess, and this dude knows ball. 12-5 win the division.
I don't
I'm
claim to like football
100
more than the average.
12-5
person.
win the division, just like you said. I completely agree with that. Maybe, 12-5. I'm gone. They're not going to lose 6 games. There's just no way.
12-5.
Anyway,
12-5 is pretty good. I mean, it's
that is
just,
fucking damn good.
look, it's going to be a question of what happens with everybody else. And I guess the question is what we saw to the Commanders. I feel like the Commanders are going to have a fall from grace. Like, I don't think they're going to come back and just be this awesome team. I don't see that. I just think, like,
I don't really see that
especially
either.
you guys know this, when the league gets tape on a guy. You know, they had all offseason to study the Jaden Daniels thing. I just think they're going
You
to
know who said that same thing?
Blake.
Yep.
Blake. Yo, let's go, dude.
No,
this is the Blake
if
show.
Blake's like takes and ideas or line up with yours, and Blake does not know ball. Get out of here! Get out of here! Get them both out of here!
Just makes sense. It
I just
makes
feel
sense.
like the whole tape thing, like they got a year's worth of tape. Didn't they have like tape? These guys watch tape all day. Like they saw him play last year, right?
yeah,
Like,
but it evolves over
I
the course of
guess
time.
so. But no, I got an L against the Bemanders.
The Bemanders,
At some point.
L.
Tape is what you need for
Yeah.
wild Chip Kelly scheme shit. We punch you in the mouth.
Mhm.
You know what's
Okay.
coming. It doesn't matter.
Tommy going the
Yeah,
Fink
come
road.
on.
No one can beat us.
All right, so
So
yeah.
Tom, how do you feel generally then?
I think 14-3, 13-4 at worst.
Sheesh. That's
Wow.
good. It
I'll
could
take
happen.
that.
It could happen, man. The Eagles are an elite
Listen,
team.
we're
bottom
strong in the
line.
we're
this team-
strong in the trenches
that
on both
team-
sides of the ball, and that will keep you.
Can I tell you the
in-
whole
in any
17
game.
game thing? It still messes me up. Like I'm
Right.
still trying to get like a 16 game, add up the 13 and 4. That sounds
12
weird
and
to me.
4.
I'm sorry.
Yo,
What are you
bottom
gonna
line
do?
is that they stay healthy. The Eagles are like the elite of the elite. If you just go down the line, all the skill positions in the trenches,
Yes.
linebackers right now, which is fucking weird. Anyway, linebackers, D-backs.
Talk to
The
me.
Eagles are fucking elite in all these spots, man. They are a really good team.
When's N'Kobe
I
come back?
just don't. I don't know when he comes back.
Okay.
but
Let me
they
play.
just drafted the best linebacker
Listen,
in the.
I'm gonna
Yep,
play.
yep,
I'm
so
gonna
it doesn't
play
matter.
just a little bit of devil's advocate. Okay, just
right.
let me do it. So, last year, combination of a couple circumstances led to the ultimate result, right? And it ended up being a number one defense. And obviously, Vic Fangio is a great coordinator, did a great job. I hear you on a lot of that, but you cannot look at our defensive line as it stands right now and say there hasn't been a significant drop off there. Just let me go. Linebacker, you are relying on the fact that why is the guy's name escaping
Zach
me?
Baum
Zach
or the
Baum.
other.
Well, we got Zach back,
yeah.
but we don't even know it's
we didn't lose any linebackers.
what's the draft pick? Come on.
Jahad
Jahad
Campbell.
Campbell.
John Campbell. We don't really even know where he's going to fit. Is he more D line? Is he linebacker? Trotter, the
Burks,
greatest
Oren
thing ever.
Burks.
No,
he
Burks is gone.
He's gone.
Burks is gone.
I like that.
And then you go to the secondary, and
Elite.
Slay's not there.
Elite.
We know Mitch, but okay. You say, see, I don't understand this. Explain to me how the secondary. You can sit here at this particular moment in time and say the secondary.
So
is
we had
elite.
two rookies that were two of the best defensive backs in the league.
Mhm.
You don't think those guys are going to take a step forward?
No, I'm just saying they're not the only ones in the secondary.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean didn't even play like
He played the
outside.
nickel.
Right.
That's good. Cut that audio.
Yeah.
Sorry, pass.
That's good.
That's gonna be the new sound when we start. We're gonna make
Okay.
a beat off that.
Anyway, you got Cooper DeJean. Wait, who did we just?
I'm gonna cut your voice cracking and then him doing that.
Sorry. Hold on. I need a drink.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get too busy.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The defensive backs. Why do I feel like I'm
This
missing
is where it
something there? I'm
comes
missing something
unraveled.
there. Yeah, I'm missing.
This is
something
where it
there.
comes
I might
unraveled.
be missing something.
We
there.
Sidney
lost
Brown,
Slay.
Eli Ricks.
We lost Slay.
Listen.
Kelly Ringo.
You have Reed still back there in the safety
Guys,
room.
I might be missing.
Listen,
something
I don't
there.
want to be this guy, but look, Sidney Brown. I love the dude's intensity, but he's been like the most what's the word? Undisciplined football player that I've ever seen. The dude looks like a crash test dummy.
Let
I
him go
love-
out there and do it then.
Listen,
Hit
I love that he
somebody,
throws his
kill
body
someone.
around,
Plays like a
but
crash.
he's unproven. Okay.
Yeah, you might be
Then
right in a second.
Eli Ricks. Is that Eli? Is that his name? Eli Ricks? That sounds weird to me. Who's the other guy?
CD.
The dude from is it
CJ
Georgia?
Gone, bro.
Ringo.
Kelly Ringo. Yeah.
Ringo. These guys are, have potential, but they're not proven, right? You're losing CJ
But they all did play a lot last
you're
year.
losing CJ You're
Lost
losing
Slay.
Slay. These are guys who have experience playing in huge games. And my point is, for you to just say the secondary is elite, that's a little
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I might have.
So,
I might have
look,
misspoken.
if we're
on that
taking a step back, let's just be honest. The defense, as of right now, defensive line may not be as good. Linebacking core may not be as good. Secondary may not be as good.
We're also
be honest.
forgetting Nolan Smith. He he
really
stepped up.
came on at the end.
Yeah,
of
he's
the
going to
year.
really turn up. next
Understood.
year,
But guys, what about
He's a pass
what
the
about
other dude,
okay,
I'm not. There's no chance I'm pronouncing his name. The guy we had last starts with O. I can't. I'm not pronouncing it.
yeah.
You guys are gonna have that forever on me. I'm good.
But again, you have to
Big O.
But listen, guys, you're naturally making some assumptions about guys that are going to be able to fill holes by dudes that were proving it on the field. Our defensive tackles are a question mark. Our edge rushers, bit of a question mark. The entirety,
Bryce Huff.
listen, the entirety of the linebacking core, bit of a
Alex
question mark,
Hunt.
and the entirety of the secondary, bit of a question mark. And by the way, there's a possibility, guys, that Quignon and Cooper, who have had tremendous starts to their careers, it's not a given that they're going to play at like a Pro Bowl level year after year after year. So I'm just saying,
Damn, we should have drafted a cornerback.
Listen,
bro.
Dose of reality. I think there's a reason to think,
Hold strong, right?
combined with historically the statistics on teams that have gone to the Super Bowl. And hey, here's something that's not negligible. That season lasts so much longer than some of these other teams. It just does. And there's a wear and tear there. So I just think we have to be reasonable. And see, again, this is how I talk myself into saying, yeah, okay, 11-6, 12-5. That's how I talk myself into it, because I'm thinking about all these things. I don't think it's unreasonable. Now, look, if you go to the offensive side of the ball, you can't argue with the fact that loaded on the line, loaded at receiver, loaded at running back, tight ends are great. Like, if that was all that mattered, but last year we ultimately won on the defensive side of the ball. So
Put up a 40.
I think
My
that was a
whole
pretty
thing
convincing
is,
result.
we put
Thank
up
you
a
very
40
much.
spot,
the
too.
polar ice caps are melting. Everybody's dying. There's no reason for us to be
We're not gonna-
reasonable
right,
anymore.
I agree.
I want to have fun.
Our days are
16-1
numbered.
is fun.
Remember?
I don't
Okay,
want this.
but see-
I don't want
okay,
this.
okay.
Like, I don't want this.
But how are we supposed to turn to you for
16-1
any
ain't
sort of
happening. Come on,
meaningful
man.
prediction when you tell me
No,
you
that
just
ain't
want to have
happening.
fun? That you just admitted
Is
that you're
winning fun?
yes, but predicting a homeristic winning
Whoa,
season.
whoa! Did you
just
hear
'cause
the
you wanna have
disclaimer
fun.
I said at the
What's
beginning
your
of that?
disclaimer?
I said this is no homerism involved. This is just.
But you just want to have fun.
Who doesn't want to have fun?
We
Damn
all want
it!
to have fun. Listen, I could predict they're going to go 10-7, but I would rather have fun. But I have to go with what I actually feel, right?
Jomo? Is that how you say it?
A Jomo. That's
Oh,
right.
That was good by me, huh, guys?
There you go.
yeah,
Big O.
yeah.
So
So
we
I,
got Big O still. We got Alex Hunt. You got Bryce Huff. You
I
got
feel like.
you got Jahad Campbell.
Did you say
got
Bryce Huff for real?
Oh, I said it for real. He's coming back better than ever.
Guy was sleeping during the parade. Listen,
Sleeping.
I think what we learned just now is if you're
Nolan
looking
Smith.
for any optimism based on what Fink has told you, you need to forget about that, because he just wants to have fun, and his picks are based on the idea that it's going to be fun,
Whoa!
not what he actually thinks is going to
I
happen.
said Quignon. I said Cooper. I said Eli Ricks. You just because you dismiss what I say does not mean that I'm not
I
being
think. Listen,
serious in my presentation. I come
Philadelphia
here
fans
with a lot
are
of
smart enough
research
to
and
know.
in-depth.
They're smart enough to know what's going on. No one listening to this show
We are.
is thinking that there's not a heavy dose of homerism going on in your picks. You got lucky last year that everything went that way, and I'm happy for it. It worked out great. We had the
You
time
are-
of our lives.
You are going to be so sick when we go again, and you're just like,
I can't wait for that
genius.
victory lap.
Yo,
but wait, stop. This is like
Collaborate and
Start
listen.
taking your victory lap now.
no. I need to make an analogy. This is like when the Sixers played the Knicks in the playoffs. I'll never forget this. And I said Knicks in 6, and you guys killed me. And I was like, "Fuck you
It was
guys!
all your
You're
fault,
such
Jeff.
assholes." And you know what the truth is? Here's the problem: when you say Sixers in 4, and then I say Knicks in 6. Stop.
It
Give
was
me my-
never
give me my
Sixers
moment.
and 4.
Give me my moment, whatever it was. No one comes back and says to you, "How could you pick the Sixers?" But if the Sixers win, they'll come back and say it to me. You have to go out on an island when you have actual convictions. You have to be willing,
You have to have some journalistic
right? You have to
integrity.
see exactly.
We're
You have
not
to say
journalists,
what you
thankfully.
think is going to happen. You can't just every time be like,
He gave his explanation for every game for the most part.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. So let him live.
well, I'm just saying, like I
you,
want
Rock.
the
Think-
Eagles
I think
to
I heard
go
2 different
Let him live.
14-3.
finals.
But do I think it's going to happen every year?
16-1 or
No.
14-3.
I'm not going to come in here.
16-1 was
I'm
last
not
year.
going to come in here and defraud the people that pay attention to the show by saying Eagles 14-3, 15-2. Yeah, I'm not going to do that if I don't believe
was
it.
the closest in their predictions last year?
Again, if you just predict a fun outcome every year.
If you're just a homer and pick them to go 60-1,
Anyway.
and it wins, it
But
happens.
if you came back this year and said, you know what, I think honestly, despite the fact that I had a great run with that homeristic take last year, I think this year maybe it's going to be a little tougher. You know, I'm thinking fifth. You know, what is it?
13-4.
Yeah, if you had said 13-4, I'd be like, all right, that makes sense to me. But
well, guess what? I got 15-2, and we're going 15-2. When we're undefeated going into the bye week, I want just can I solo host the show during the bye week?
Okay, wait, hold on.
no,
All right,
yeah,
I
time
like
out.
this.
Let them
Yeah.
do that.
I like it. I like it.
Wait,
But if they're not-
stop. You heard this right here, okay?
I
If
like
the
it.
Eagles are undefeated at the bye week, Fink will solo host. You know, the truth is, he actually doesn't want to do that at all,
Oh,
and that's going to be terrible for him. But
Oh no,
mark
it's
it down.
not because you do not want to give me a microphone for an hour and
Good luck figuring out how to even put the freaking
He
stuff
can't
on.
even get in the building.
Yeah, he can't get in the
That
building.
is not my fault. Why do I not have the access code to get in the building when
Because you
everybody else
didn't
does? Why does everybody else
You didn't
does?
respond to the email in time.
because
That's
you
why.
leave and then you do nothing about it. That's a
That
fact.
doesn't even. Where's Goodhart?
Where is
What else we
Goodhart?
talking about tonight? Just
That's
the
it.
Eagles?
The meaningless schedule.
No,
That's it.
I mean, what else? I know we got.
You got
some
Rocky
time
on
left.
baseball?
You don't want that. I mean, I do. But
That means
it's like,
that he
So that
doesn't
means
have
you
it.
don't
I
or
have it,
sucks.
but it's not much, right?
Did
So
you have something else? I thought you said you might have
I
something
got
else.
PGA stuff.
Yeah, let's
Nobody-
get into
nobody
that a
cares
little bit.
about-
No, they
all
do.
right,
They do.
All right, so PGA.
By the
right?
way,
so by the
Can we just real quick acknowledge
yeah,
that?
that's what I was going to start with.
Okay, go ahead.
So this past weekend, we had the Truist Championship here in Philadelphia. So you had the top players in the world minus the top player in the world here in Philadelphia. Not Philadelphia itself, Flowertown, but
Counts.
in the vicinity. Beautiful tournament. Just probably
Doesn't mean
holds-
he's going to be great, Blake. You can't jump to conclusions. Go ahead.
What?
He's talking about Makuba.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, I know Jess has some pride there at his home course.
Yeah,
The course held its own. You know what I mean?
It really
After that
did.
first day, it looked
Yeah.
like they were going to just
I thought they were
destroy
going
it.
30 under.
Yeah, but they came back the next few days. I don't know what they did. The rain fucked them up in the second day, and then after that,
Wind. There was a lot of wind on
yeah.
Saturday.
But after that,
Even
looked-
Sunday though, like I think
the
pins.
greens and the pins, it just
Yeah.
looked like a whole sheet of glass.
shout out Dan Mearsman, the groundskeeper. He's
There you
out
go.
of control.
But for all you golf fans
Great
out
job.
there, you know what happened this past weekend.
Killed it.
There was a huge golf tournament here.
Everybody
went
loved
off,
it.
went
Got
off with a
PGA
huge
guys
bang.
eating Angelos. I mean, it was great. It was
They loved it.
fantastic.
They loved it. It was good for the city, good for the game of golf. Next year we got the U.S. Open here. Like
No, that's false. PGA Championship at
I'm sorry.
Aronimink.
At Aronimink. I'm sorry.
U.S. Open in
Close enough.
2030 at Marion.
All right. Bottom line is Philly golf's coming up, but this week we have a major, and the only reason that we had golf in Philadelphia last week
Facts.
was because the major is being played at Quail Hollow, which is I think South Carolina, North Carolina,
I think it's South Carolina.
one of the Carolinas. So they had to change the venue for the Truist Championship,
Right.
which ended up
Truist used to be the Wells Fargo, which
Right.
was at Quail
Every
Hollow
year.
every year. Then
Every
it became the Truist, and because the PGA Championship is there, they at the last minute. I don't know how at the last minute, but they were like scrambling to find a place to have it, and Cricket was like, "We'll do it." And
they
worked out great.
showed improved, and probably will have another tournament there.
I hope
imagine
so.
at some point. But anyway, we had a good time. We went out there Jess went out there a couple of days. I was out
We
there
did.
on Sunday.
Yup.
Fun time. If you've never seen live golf in person, like professional golf, it's a sight to see because you see it on TV. You just don't get the appreciation of how well these guys hit the ball,
Yeah.
how far they hit it, their putting, their approach to everything.
I was thinking
Great
about
time.
this. It's not like, to be honest with you, unless you're like super into golf, it's kind of hard, right? Because you're like watching a guy hit and you're trying to like find the ball and like,
Yeah.
it's not the greatest spectator sport, but it is unreal to me that all these people come in so close and they all like follow it's like
Yeah.
a rope that holds you back.
Yeah.
There's like thousands of people. Rory McIlroy's hitting right there.
Yeah.
It's just a totally
It's a gentleman's game.
the access though that you have to
Yeah,
it and
if-
the way that the players are like
It's
moving.
pretty intimate relative to.
I mean,
it's like
it's-
it's crazy. It's like if
it's
you're a
insane.
maniac, you can easily get to
Oh
a
my God.
player and anyway.
Yeah.
We won't promote that kind of
Shooter.
activity. But anyway, we got this weekend, we got the second major of the year. We got the PGA Championship in Quail Hollow. And either we haven't figured it out yet, but it's in South and North Carolina. So best players in the world, second major. I got a bet. I don't know if I want to put that bet out there though, because the last bet I put out was
The last
Trash.
two.
Last one or the one,
Wait,
or the one
who
before the last.
Who did you predict for the truest?
For the truest, I had top 20. I had Adam Novak, who came in, I think, 17th. I had Sepp Straka, who won the damn thing.
Okay, so far so good.
And then I had Russell Henley, who I don't know where he is.
Did not even show up. Did
But I was
He
close.
was awful.
I was 2 out of 3 on the top
That's
20.
better than your Masters.
Yeah,
where
that was terrible.
nobody even.
Did you say it was
Meach
his
ducked
home
out after
course?
the first hole.
It's Jess's home course.
So you've been golfing there.
Yeah.
What's your golfing there for years?
What's your best score there?
I shot a 78 once,
Ooh.
actually.
Hey,
But
what's that again?
yeah,
Get the fuck.
I
out.
swear to God, it was from the 3 tees, which is like,
Did you black
you know,
out?
it's not
or you're
crazy.
Like,
No, I just was
what's
like,
going on? What's going
yeah.
on?
No, I just was like, it's one of those days. You know how it is.
Yeah,
How's
It's
that
unconscious.
95 foot hole?
The what?
Wasn't there or 95 yards?
Oh, I
My
think
bad.
yeah,
The
there
short
is.
one,
Yeah, there's.
whatever.
Well, you know what the funny thing is, man.
I watched a little bit. You guys are all in the golf.
Yeah,
I try
yeah.
to get into a little
get
bit.
in there.
You know, that hole is so short, but like, you know, there's lots of ways you can screw it up. Believe me. So you still gotta hit a pure shot. But yeah, I've broken 80 a couple times in my playing career,
what's
but
the
I
heck?
can shoot.
Jeez.
Dang.
I can shoot.
Look
Yeah,
at
but
you
I can shoot
balling.
like
That's incredible.
no, I can shoot like 90s any day of the week.
Oh,
you know what I
wait,
mean?
hold on. We've got some. Who's
Is that Marsh just
Brandon
whiffing?
Marsh just missing a freaking
whiff.
fly
Straight
ball.
whiff
right
on
to
the
the
fly
ball.
ball in the outfield, and he went dropped to his knees instead of going after the ball.
Anyway, back
does
to the
that.
golf. Back to the
Anyway,
golf.
I got this bet for
People
you
love
guys
it.
this week.
Okay.
Got a 3-man parlay, top 20 finish. For some reason, Sepp Straka and Shane Lowry, who were battling last week,
Right.
down to the finish, down to the end. For some reason, both those guys are plus money to finish in the top
So I think
20.
they're out of gas.
That's what they're. I guess that's what Vegas thinks. But if you look at Sepp Straka, that dude's been playing very well all year. No reason to think
Strong like bull.
he's top. I think he's like the top. I think he's definitely in the top 10 in the world rankings.
Yeah.
Shane Lowry's been performing at.
Yeah,
He's been
great.
performing all year. And then I got Corey Connors plus 170. All 3 of those guys are plus money. You parlay that together
For
You
top
get-
20.
for top 20. Top
Okay.
20. You got to finish in the top 20, including ties, whatever. You put that together, you get plus 1686 on FanDuel, but then you can throw your 30% bonus on it, and you get plus 21.
But you do realize, see, here's the thing. That makes sense to me. But when you think about it, and this is the crazy thing about gambling, it's like, oh, top 20, that's not that hard. But when you 3 guys,
yeah, so I
so
know.
you know what I mean? Like,
it's
then
including
so how many
ties.
guys are gonna be in the field? 140 or
There's
something.
there's a bazillion
Right.
bajillion
So
guys in the field.
3 guys to all be in the top 20. That's why you're getting. the
And
odds
that's
you
where
got.
it comes like with golf, it's weird because like you could have 4 guys all have the same
Fink blacked
score.
out.
What?
I'm looking at him. He's just like,
Anyway,
No, I was watching you guys on the screen.
anyway,
you like the?
that's my bet for the week.
all right.
PGA Championship.
Yeah.
We'll put it
like
out
it.
if you want to tail whatever tail trail.
tail it. You
Go
tail.
ahead and tail it. Don't come looking for me when you lose your money.
Yeah.
I ain't paying you. But I was close last week. Anyway, we're going with that this week. If you want to really get frisky and throw some paper up, I saw Adam Novak was like plus 350 just to be in the top 20.
Frisky.
You want us to put a little couple bucks on that?
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Buy me lunch for the week.
listen, as we near the end of the show, we got to take a step back. So the Eagles schedule's out. Great. Awesome to talk about it. Rock things
Go
total
Birds.
bullshit.
15-2.
We don't have a lot going on Eagles wise. You know, camp will start and that's all good. But we're not going to have a lot to talk about there. And as I think about the Phillies, I was very hopeful that today they were going to take both of these games in this doubleheader and win their 6th straight series. But Aaron Nola absolutely ran out of gas. And now I see Taijuan Walker's in the game with the bases loaded, down 3
Well, Marsh also just
in the 8th inning. Well, he didn't help him. Yeah.
This game is over.
So, you know, we don't know where the Phillies are going to go, but we're going to have to dig deep into that when we come back
but they've been playing better.
because that's what it is.
Jess is going to Italy. We want a full report when you come back from
What?
Italy.
Going to
Damn,
Italy.
I'm the last to learn everything on this show.
What are you talking about? You're always going places. You're
I
going to
don't
the
go
Keys. You're going to
nowhere.
freaking lakes, and you
Go
go
to dinner
places,
with
bro.
your boys
Please.
every Wednesday night.
No,
no.
no. It's once.
Has
a month.
has any of you guys actually been to Italy before?
No.
I have not.
No, DK
Really?
has.
Nobody?
She's been pushing
Damn it.
me to get my passport.
Jess got invited to
Make me
Italy
go.
by the new pope, by the way.
I did.
you
He
guys
was
know that?
like, you know, I got to find a good Philly guy to come out here. No, my mom was like, you're
Just
going?
for the record, the Pope is not a Philly Pope.
He's not a Philly Pope.
That's
Nah,
a Nova
nah.
guy. Get
Oh,
him
he's a
out of
Nova
here.
guy. My mom was
I'm
like,
with
"You guys
on
should
that,
wear
Fink."
Villanova
Yeah.
hats when you go." I'm like, "We're not even going to Rome, Mom."
If I got
Okay.
if I got within like 1,000 yards of the Pope, I'd probably be arrested.
Would you say go Birds?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've never been to Italy before, so I'm psyched on that. You know, I'm going to be in a grip of pizza while I'm out there. I heard.
Please take notes while you're out there.
I'm going to Naples. Like I'm flying
go.
into Naples. So I heard the pizza there is legit. And yeah, man.
How many
just-
days are you going for?
I'm going for like 5 days, I think.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
nice.
My
I
wife
mean-
set the whole thing up. We haven't been on a trip in a while. You kids kind of had a stranglehold on us, but we're going, breaking out. So probably not gonna have a podcast next week
Oh
unless
yes,
Fink-
we are.
yeah, you wanna do
I
it.
want to
Go ahead,
talk
dude.
about Derek Carr retiring and the thoughts of.
Oh, how about the Sixers with the 3 seed? We want
Free
to talk
pick.
about that at all? No.
That's
We
it.
out. Are
That
we
was
out?
it.
Third pick. Why not?
Quick
Quick thoughts.
I don't have a guy that I am committed to right now. I think the consensus is Ace Bailey for most people.
Yeah. He
I'm
looked
hearing,
nice. I ain't gonna
I'm
lie. He
hearing
looked
some
nice.
VJ Edgecombe chatter.
I don't know that guy.
The process guys seem to like him. He has a lot of potential.
Okay.
I would look out for Con Knipple
Con Knipples?
The nipple.
from
That kid's
Duke.
a
Guys,
baller, but
all
no.
right, all
What
right,
kind of
all right.
what kind of NIL deals is Rutgers giving out? They got
Cash.
2 guys in the top
Did you see that kid
5
play?
and
And
they
they
didn't
still-
make the tournament.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's like Ben Simmons stuff to me. You know what I mean? Ben Simmons at LSU, best player.
But no,
they
this-
don't win a
this
damn
dude,
thing.
Ace Bailey, man. Look up the
Yeah,
tapes on
losing
that dude.
record.
That kid looks
You're backing it?
legit. Yeah, he looks legit.
Well, look, I'll say this on the Sixers.
Could trade back, recoup some assets. You know, get real
Look,
fucking crazy.
let's just assume you get a really good player there and you have Maxey, McCain, and whoever that is. I think that the good thing is that is a bit of a hedge on the Embiid, Paul George thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's like at least there's a bloodline that we can build on if that goes to hell in a handbasket.
Mhm.
I want to ask you this question. You're probably going to dismiss it right away. Is there any world in which the Sixers get Giannis?
He costs a lot of money. Man.
No.
I don't think we have the
We don't have the
firepower
ass-
to
yeah,
get
we
it.
don't have
Did you see that?
nothing.
Blake said Ace Bailey can't guard water. Well, now we can't get Ace Bailey because Blake said we
Oh.
can't get him.
He said he what?
He
Can't
can't
guard
guard water.
water.
Who gives a fuck, man? It's basketball. You score 150 points. You don't
No,
need
you
to guard
don't. Look
water.
at you watching
man.
the playoffs.
I
Look
seen
at
Atlanta.
fucking
I seen
Oklahoma
Atlanta
City.
Hawks try to do that for years, and they still get blown out by like 45.
Can't guard water. Who gives a shit, man? We got some other defenders.
wait. Breaking news, guys. We got somebody else. Like the last 20 comments are Blake, but
Blake's the
Kristen
real one,
T has jumped in. And
that?
she said that Rutgers didn't build the right players around Ace and Dylan Harper. Well, that's
Well,
good
that's-
Rutgers knowledge.
That's great
Mm.
knowledge, Chris. It's
Mm.
tough to do that though in the NIL. Like you're not there in a program for.
I did
2,
see
3
some
years.
of his knocks could be coaching with the Ace Bailey stuff.
That's what I that's what I saw as well.
It looks
Wow.
like. It looks like the Spurs are locked in. I seen something today, 99.9% with Harper.
All right, so go get this dude Bailey. I was looking at this kid. He's like 6'10", right?
Thank you, Kristen T.
Is he like
Kristen
6'10",
T.
6'11"?
That was great. That was great.
right? She followed
When's the
up?
last time you seen the dude 6'10", 6'11" getting busy like that on offense?
So the other thing I know this, God, I sound like I'm such a downer. Apparently, he's
You're a homer,
he
though.
got his measurements. He's really like 6'7".
What?
Who?
Oh hell no!
Bailey.
Get him
Not
out.
6'10"?
Because then, like,
What's he supposed to be?
they interviewed Harper today. He says, "Well, he plays like he's 6'10". So there's some.
Ah.
I think there's
Boo.
some.
That's like a high
Yo,
school
we should-
move.
we should do that shit back in high school,
dude. Shh. We have a late entrant into the chat. One Devin Caney. I don't know who is that?
to the show? We just
Who is
talked
that?
about this.
She got a question.
She
What's
said,
the
"Hey
question?
Eric, question: Who would you like the Sixers to draft?" I think she's trolling you, man.
If you want to get real nuts, the Sixers are taking Trey Johnson at 3, trading Maxey the Phoenix for Kevin Durant.
What?
Maxie ain't going nowhere, bro.
You
No way.
cannot win with Maxey as your number 1 superstar. I'm sorry.
He's not.
He's not. We've seen what. Have you not seen him play this
Do
year?
you have to have a 1? Can you have like 2?
He's not. I see him more as like a Jamal Murray type. Like he's a great number 2 kind of guy for your team. I don't think he can lead you to promised land.
What about Ace Bailey? He can't be the superstar.
I gotta get back in the lab and
Playoff
look
Jamal
at
Murray's
more.
pretty
What
good.
about a healthy Embiid? He can't be the superstar.
It's not a knock.
Yeah,
it's not
I
a knock
see what you're
on
saying, though.
Max.
He's not
like
an
it's just
SGA.
that like
Yeah.
I don't think like if you build a team around.
I kind of feel
Okay,
you. Yeah, I
couple
feel
things
you.
real quick.
I feel you.
Dev,
and I like
Dev,
Max.
can you get your boy out in the sun a little bit? Like, I don't know what's all him. Maybe a trip to the Keys for him because he's looking a little bit pale.
color palette up here, though. You got me.
Yeah, we got diversity.
You got like a little bit of
Sitting next to
sun.
Fink
you
makes
got
me
Fink
feel
who
like
looks like he's been sitting in the
Mediterranean.
closet.
And then I wore a gray shirt. I'm like
the
just
light.
listening over. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a bright
The
light.
light's not helping him.
Yeah.
And then, guys, I reached out to Deb. I'm like, hey, would you mind jumping on to give us your thoughts on the Eagles schedule? She's like, if I can get through these Phillies games, I'm like, oh shit, she has a double header today. I'm like, what an idiot that I would ask her.
Go
Congrats,
Birds.
Dev,
Go
on
Birds.
being the authority on the Phils after such a great run with the Birds. I think up
Dev,
next
great
she's
job.
going to be.
Braden Marsh was your guy this year.
Oh.
I don't even know baseball, and I know that.
Yeah, she said you're translucent. Oh my god!
Hold on,
this is so
we
good.
got a question
I
here
like
from a guest for Devin who wants to know if dinosaurs are animals.
It's not fair. Dev gets.
She's out of
crushed.
here.
She's gone. She's gone.
Who's that? My man Blake again with another one? Oh,
Blake,
man.
Blake, you can't be firing at the other chat members, man. I know you
Why
want to.
not?
I know
We
you want
need
to
fights in
dominate
the
the
chat.
chat.
We need fights in the
Hey,
chat.
strong resurgence by the chat at the end.
Hell
Thank
yeah,
you,
hell yeah, hell
chatters. We appreciate you.
Blake, Kristen, Devin all coming in hot
All right.
late.
Guys, we don't know where to go from here. We broke down the schedule. Raj thought it was bullshit. Fink thinks the Eagles are going to win every game pretty much.
But two.
Tom, I'm not sure what he thinks.
Measured take. I told you.
Go
13-4.
Birds.
Tom, wait, by the way, you didn't do your food?
I did.
Can we do that real quick?
Yeah, I got to pay, so go ahead and do it.
All right.
You gotta
We're,
pee?
all right. We're going to finish this.
So Rock is out
Wait.
of here.
Tommy's. Tom, we
Listen,
don't
there's
have a-
been a lot of news this week with the Michelin
Yeah,
Michelin
can you
guide.
explain to us what that
Let's start
means? Like,
So
I
it
know about the
started- it
Michelin
started-
restaurants.
Actually, this is the tire company. It started in France in 1900, so it's been around for a long time as a way for the company to show, consumers where there's good restaurants. Over time, their star system became more elaborate and became prestigious, and now it's been this huge.
How the hell
measuring
did how did the tire company do it?
It's been
I don't-
around for
I don't get it,
125 years.
but fine.
It makes sense that they would say, "Hey, if you're on this side
Does
of
the
the
Michelin
country-
man come and eat at the restaurant?
No, it's all the
Ridiculous.
food.
Anyway, I've seen- my wife likes these-
and all that stuff.
My wife
It's-
likes these shows about the places over in frickin' Europe that are Michelin and all that.
But
Anyway, go ahead.
Philadelphia has never. There's a handful of other cities.
They don't even judge us, right?
They've never. This is
But
the
they're
first time.
gonna.
They've come to judge,
Okay.
and I have to imagine that we're going to see the likes of Zahav, Royal as a
Homer take.
Full disclosure.
Homer take.
I'm friends with all these people, so just to get that out of the way. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm just going off with the restaurants that are nationally known. They
Well, these
won
are
national beer
beard.
awards.
They have beards.
John
Kalaya,
Belaris told me that
multiple
Friday, Saturday, Sunday was really good.
Her
Did he?
Place Supper Club. Listen, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that Lovers Bar, that's my favorite seat in the city. And I don't even drink, but Paul is the man over there. He'll make you whatever you want. That's
Paul,
that's my
I'm coming
favorite.
for you, Paul.
That's the
I'll go.
sexiest seat in the city. You gotta
Oh,
go in there,
me and
check it
Jesse
out.
sitting in sexy.
I had the
section.
best
go.
I had the best
With
drink I ever
Paul.
had at that bar, Tom.
See,
Wow.
I'm telling
I think
you.
it was called like the something's hand bomb. Or
That's funny.
something.
I had the best drink I ever had right here the night we won the Super Bowl. I had the best 20 drinks I ever had, to be honest with you. Okay, Tom.
So
So,
we'll
yeah.
hear we'll get the announcements, and then but I mean it is going to happen. Philadelphia will get a handful of restaurants, and really it's just re-solidifying what we locally have already known and what has already been established through the Beard Awards, which is the larger scale award show for the national media. We've had Zahav, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They've all won big national awards in the past few years. So this will just be another feather in our cap, recognizing us as the wonderful food city that we are. I can get not everybody else I can get reservations, but I do got you guys.
So wait, there's no Michelin stars in Philadelphia?
No.
That's crazy.
That's
All
about
the
to-
wonderful
That's about
restaurants.
to change now.
But-
Rock.
change.
Tom, I got a question real
We
quick.
back on
Everybody's
top.
gonna know.
Tom, I got a question real quick while
Yeah.
we're on this topic, right? So this is another thing I was talking with Blake about today. So the Polizzi social
yeah.
club?
Yep.
right? So
I'm a member.
they
Joey Baldino.
You remember?
Does a great job. Yeah, he's the man.
I'm not. My girlfriend is.
all right. So anyway, they're doing memberships every Thursday for the month of May, right? So I guess they rarely fucking give out memberships to the general public, right?
Mhm.
And now this month of May in 2025, they are, you sit outside, you get yourself a membership, right?
Yep.
So I was like, man, maybe I kind of want that. But then I started thinking, right? It's an Italian social club, and we're about to get on some racial shit, right?
I was just gonna say where are we going? Joey's a sweetheart. I have some stories about some other Italian restaurants that would
right.
that I will not support.
I don't want to get shot.
and that I've witnessed.
So my question is,
South
do you
Philly's
think?
wild.
And I'm not saying I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do this, but there's two
Palisi's
Thursdays left
Palisi's different.
in May, right?
Palisi's different.
So do you think if I go down there and get in line and to get a membership, do you think that they would allow me to get a membership?
Absolutely. And it's criminal that we're even having this conversation.
I'm just wondering. I'm just curious.
But you're not wrong for asking. Palisi's different. This is
all right.
It's not like you're going to 9th Street, going to. I'm not even going to get into it, but there's
Okay.
Well, this is
there's
making
other restaurants
guys.
that I would not.
This is making me hungry.
Yeah. All right,
So
we got to hurry up and get.
we got to get this done.
Pizza
Anyway,
truck,
This is
pizza
just a
truck,
perfect
pizza
example
truck,
of
pizza
4
truck.
guys having fun talking to each other.
That's what
that
we're.
it could keep
That's
going
all the
this long.
episode's going to be next week. I'm just setting up my phone in my living room.
we're having a party in here next week. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Oh, we want to do it here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without
we'll
me?
do it.
You can't have
Yo,
a party in here without
Enjoy
me.
Italy, dude. Have fun.
It'd be funny if you guys just set this whole thing up and did like the best show ever, just to like screw me.
He's gonna be fuming on the
I
Amalfi
would be.
Coast.
I don't
I'd
know.
quit.
Shit.
I don't know where you
I'd
think
quit.
that we're kidding about this. We will see you here next week live. I am hosting.
Well, the truth is, I fly in like Wednesday afternoon.
No.
I'm sure if I told my wife the first thing I'm going to do is come do the podcast, she'd be like, "Yeah." it
I
makes
don't
total
think.
sense.
I don't think you would make it home.
Not see the kids. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, very exciting stuff
Thank
with
you
the
all.
Eagles schedule coming up, and it's going to be great. Going to be a nice summer. We're going to get into a lot of good stuff. Fink's going to get a little color at some point. And we're going to be here talking about random stuff every week. So thank you and have a good night.